All right, everyone. Thank you all for joining me today. I am your man, CJ, and I'm excited about this topic today. So let's get right into it. So this video today, I am going to be talking about the best artists, who they were in 2023. We're going to be focusing mostly on Afrobeat artists, our artists, right? I'll talk about who these artists were, what songs were the biggest hits in 2023. The number of downloads and streams from the biggest hits that we got in 2023. I am also going to talk about, breakout artists that really shocked us in 2023, who had a breakthrough this year. And I'll also talk about a few controversies and, beefs with a couple of artists and speculations. And then I'm going to delve into hip hop a little bit. We'll talk about that space, which artists really are making a mark in hip hop and what's going on there. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about the artists to look out for in 2024. I am going to give you what I call my CJ's list of artists to really kind of keep an eye out on in 2024. So let's get right into it because I've got quite a lot, right? So let's do it. So starting with Odogu himself, Burna Boy has had an amazing 2023. He's continuously really been that force that has really made us proud. He has maintained his position as the king of Afrobeat, king of Afrofusion. Of course, coming out of his album Domini, which he launched last year, to really dropping a really strong hit like City Boys, which was a very huge hit for him. And also selling out, London Stadium in June, a 80,000 capacity arena, which was an amazing accomplishment for Burna Boy. So Burna Boy has continuously really impressed us and made us proud with his many accomplishments. And he is just a force to be reckoned with. And we're so very, very proud of him. And so kudos to Burna Boy, whose total stream on Spotify is 4.2 billion on Spotify. His total combined stream on YouTube is 2.1 billion. So Burna Boy is such an amazing artist, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do for in 2024 and later on in his career. He's just an amazing artist, and so we are very proud of him. And then again, next will be Wizkid. I have a very soft spot for Wizkid, who has also continuously, impressed us. He laid low in 2023. We didn't see a huge splash with Wizkid. Wizkid had a loss. He lost his mother this year. And so that could very well be one of the reasons for he's really kind of taking a step back from the scene. But nonetheless, he was able to give us an amazing song, Money and Love. And Wizkid also had a great year in terms of concert. He was able to almost fill out the Tottenham hotspot in London. He was able to pull in 45,000 in the crowd and has maintained his brand. He's still a force to reckon with. He's one of our greatest artists when it comes to Afro beats, Afro pop, and we truly, truly love Wizkid. I can only see Wizkid really rising up, and the sky's the limit for him. I think that we're yet to still see what this young man is going to do. I think Wizkid is going to amaze a lot of his fans in 2024 and year beyond. So Wizkid is again one of those artists to keep an eye out for. And then thirdly, Davido with his hit song Unavailable, which came shortly after he took some time from the death of his 3-year-old boy last year, who unfortunately drowned, and he lost his son, both he and his wife. And so that tragedy last year really got him to step back from the limelight, which understandably so. And so when he hit the stage this year, he dropped his one of his biggest songs to date, Unavailable. And Davido is also scheduled to headline at Madison Square Garden. He's going to be at Madison Square Garden next year in 2024, April. I believe is April 15th. If my date isn't wrong, and that would be his first time at the Madison Square Garden. You know, the likes of Wizkid has been there already. Burna Boy was there last year. So Davido now has the opportunity to headline and also hold a concert at Madison Square Garden, and he's excited about that. And I look forward to seeing him really kind of shut the place down. And then you have others like, female artists, Dyer Star with Rush. That is such a great song. See, when I look at someone like Dyer Star, I know that it's only inevitable for Nigeria to keep pumping out really young artists. See, when you see the likes of Dyer Star coming up, and then you see the likes of, King Maddie coming up. These young female artists are just there's such a reminder that Nigerians hold such great talent when it comes to entertainment and music. And these two are people you need to really look out for. And I will talk much more about them later on. And then you have breakout artists who surprised us this year. The likes of Asake, who had his major breakthrough this year in 2023, selling out the O2 Arena with his popular song. And then you have Rema also, who is I love Rema. Rema is such, when I hear him sing and I see his performance on stage and what this young man has been able to do, I am such a huge, huge fan of Rema. Rema is such an amazing artist. Of course, we're all aware of his biggest hit song, Calm Down. And that song has surpassed 1 billion streams on Spotify. As well as that song was also, he collaborated with Selena Gomez. And both of them really did an amazing job on that song. And to see Rema finally getting an opportunity to sell out the O2 Arena, which is amazing, amazing work with Rema. Rema is such a great artist, and I have no doubt that Rema will be one of those artists that we're going to talk about for a long time. Not just his brilliance with the music, but his artistry and his ability to really keep his fans talking, right? Keep people talking. And what I mean by talking, I am specifically talking about the so-called controversies that people had with his performance during the O2 Arena. And many people he had such criticism with his performance. So for those of you that might not have known or heard about that, so during the O2 Arena performance, Rema shows up on stage with a variety of costumes and props and displays. Two of which, one, he was riding on a bat, but those are props. And then the other, he rode on a horse where he had the face of Queen Idia of Benin. And everyone just got so crazy and upset about this. And I thought it was amazing to see people really come at him that way. And, you had stories about, oh my God, Rema is in the Illuminati. Rema is in the cult. Rema is not in none of these. See, Rema is an entertainer and an artist. And I think that fans misunderstand what the job of an entertainer and artist do. See, their job is to get you talking and keep you talking about them. So artists and entertainers are going to push the boundaries. They're going to do things to wow you, to get you talking about them. And that's what he did. Not to mention he was honoring his ancestor. Do you understand that? See, Rema is from Benin and from Edo State. And the face of the person he had on during his concert was Queen Idia, who was a powerful warrior back in the days. She was known for she was known to have, raised an army. And that was what she's known for. She was such a strong and formidable woman who made it into a history book based on her fearlessness and how she was able to help her son secure and govern as during the Benin Empire back in the day. So you got to know your history, right? So that's who he was giving homage to. That's who he was giving respect to. Now, would you have been more comfortable to those fans that I'm talking about, those fans who were upset? Would you have had this reaction if he came out dressed like, Jesus Christ? Would that have been more comfortable for you? Would you have been okay with that? Would that have been okay? Oh, this is great. Because I find it very bizarre that Black people who should know their history are frightened by their own history. I find it incredibly bizarre that Black folks don't even know their history unless it's put in a movie or something. Most people don't know the story I just told you about Queen Idia. Most people don't know this story. They don't know what she did in history. They don't, because a white person hasn't put a movie about it. And so when you have one of our beloved Afrobeat artists pay homage to one of our ancestors, you get all these people who are uneducated going crazy. Oh my God, he's in the cult. He's in the Illuminati. He's worshiping the devil. No, he's not. Rema is such a brilliant artist. None of that. None of it. And his brilliance is why I say we're going to keep hearing about Rema for a long time, because he is one of those artists that isn't afraid to push the boundaries. He's not afraid to push the boundaries. He's got everyone talking. And to see him really kind of blew up last year and also this year tells me right here that Rema's got a huge future for him. And watch, you're going to hear Rema and really kind of go toe to toe with the three major top artists with Afrobeat: Burna, Wizkid, Davido. I'm gonna put Rema up there. I guarantee you, Rema is gonna be talked about as much as these other three are gonna be talked about in the coming years to come in, because I see his brilliance and his artistry. So kudos to Rema for what he did. Asake, on the other hand, is another artist that I really admire. I admire him so much because he stays true to his spirituality. And most of you have heard me talk about Asake and his type of songs. I think his songs really kind of owning on the culture of Nigeria and the spiritual element of Nigeria. See, Asake will be one of those artists that I would expect to have that type of concert that Rema had, where he's just breaking out in our diverse ancestors and honoring our ancestors, those who really made a huge landmark in the history of Nigeria, in the history of Africa. Asake, I wouldn't doubt it, that Asake would perhaps begin to really use that as a way to educate his fans and the rest of us, because I think that we need it. I think that the African continent needs to tell the story of our ancestors who really paved the way, because most of us don't know the story. We don't know how Obafemi Awolowo, played a role in our civilization, in our modern or early civilization. Nnamdi Azikiwe, many like that played a huge role. Most of us don't know this. queens that really fought white folks and fought the British and the Portuguese back in the days when they came trying to conquer Nigeria. We don't know these stories. And I think that when we have artists use their platforms to really begin to help us research and tell those stories, I think it's a good thing. So Asake is someone I think, watch out for him. He is going to be that artist. He's done great things. This year also gave us an incredible thing in terms of Grammy nomination and Grammy category. You saw the category that was added into the Grammys, Best African Music Performance, and that was added this year, 2023. And then the artists that have been nominated for 2024 are Asake and Olamide with their Amapiano song, Burna Boy, City Boys, Davido with his Unavailable, Ira Star, Rush, and Tyler. Tyler is a South African pop singer, and she's an amazing, amazing artist. Tyler is what you see as the future of African music. She's also had an amazing year with her break hit song Water. And so that song is obviously nominated for the Grammys. And I'm such a big fan of Tyler. I think that she is an example of the wave of things that we're seeing with South African music and Amapiano really gaining traction. Nigerians helping to really pull Amapiano up. And so to have the artist Tyler really kind of exemplify that, and she is such an amazing talent. When I see her, I see King Maddie really surprising us in the coming year. Anyway, so great kudos to her. So she's been great. Also, okay, I want to talk about the artists that have also shocked us in terms of their videos. Best Afrobeat music videos of 2023. None other than Wizkid with Money and Love. That was such a, if you watch the video, you can see the unique and his brilliance with the video. I don't even know where he got those cars from. I mean, do they still have? Where did he get those old antique Ferraris from? I don't get. But you can tell the message in the video. And Wizkid, to me, when I think of artists that are measured, artists that are taking their time to really build their craft, Wizkid is one for me. You get what I mean? There's such a calm and a very poised type of personality with that young man. And artists come and go. Even with hip hop, you have artists that have come and go, but then there are artists that have stayed and maintained and have kept us glued to what they're doing. For Afrobeats, watch it. Wizkid is that artist. Wizkid is not going to be forgotten anytime soon. And so that's the Love and the Money and Love was one of the best Afrobeat music videos of 2023. Davido's Unavailable, beautiful song. Beautiful song. And what a comeback song, too. What a comeback song. After such a tragedy with his family. What a great song. Asake Yoga. Right? And again, Asake's Amapiano. And then Rema's Charm. That's again another brilliance of Rema. So those are the best music videos of 2023 from these Afrobeat artists. Wizkid became the first African artist to secure a top best R&B song in 2 different categories. Wizkid is. He's a crossover artist. Sugar was his song that crossed over into R&B. So he secured that position. Second time that he's been in that category, 2 different years. I'm telling you, if you're sleeping on Wizkid, don't, because he is that artist. Okay, so let's talk about. I mentioned artists that shocked us this year with some of their songs. One of those artists is Odumodu Black with his Declan Rice. That is such a, he's a rapper. He's a Nigerian rapper. And you guys know how I feel about rapping and all of that. But nonetheless, that was such a great song. So he's someone to watch out for. I think that that song was such a beautiful song. It's amazing to see his grandmother driving to the song. Such a great song. And then Victony is another one who Soweto. So beautiful song that he did, and he's had a couple of collaborations with Rema, with a couple of other big artists. He's another great artist that shocked us in 2023 in this year. So that's great to see. So let's talk about hip hop for a second, because we like to recognize Black music no matter where they are. And so there are quite a few artists that these are artists that have really maintained a presence with hip hop. You talk about Kendrick Lamar with his one hit song from last year, the Heart Part 5. He's got several parts, but this last one, Part 5, was, the genius behind Kendrick Lamar. See, Kendrick Lamar is known to be a brilliant artist. He does things that others don't do. He pushes the boundary. And he was talking about the Black culture. And that was such a brilliance with that song, which is why it garnered almost 50 million views on YouTube, and has really had such a huge 1.8 billion downloads. Streams on Spotify. He's such a brilliant artist. J. Cole. I remember when I heard J. Cole, his hit song. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of that song. But there was a song that was his major hit song a couple of years ago. And when he comes out on my Pandora, it's going to kill me. I can't remember that song. It's going to really kill me. When he comes out on my Pandora, I put this on replay. J. Cole. And of course, last year, a couple of years ago, he had the off-season album that really did very well. So, and then you have Travis Scott, Lil Baby. I'm not a big fan of Lil Baby, but a successful artist nonetheless. And then last, Drake. So I want to focus on Drake for a second because Drake has had I don't know what you call it, because with his album, For All the Dogs, which did amazingly well, and Billboard's 200, number one on Billboard's 200. For some reason, he has been getting a lot of flack. And Drake is a successful artist. Drake was one of those early artists that, also came in and jumped on Afrobeats collaboration with Wizkid. There was even that one talk that Wizkid helped Drake garner his first Grammy win. This is all chatters. But Drake has been an amazing artist who has been relevant for a long time. He's been relevant for a long time. But for some reason, he's been getting a lot of flack from the hip hop community. Most recently with his new album, even while the album performed very well, people have been saying that album really lacked depth. There was too many collaboration. Many are criticizing him that he's not able to really excite and create the type of music that people knew him for without the collaboration of other artists or star artists to really carry the album. So that was one. Then the other one was that he's appealing to young folks, to people younger than him. Drake is 37 years old. And many are criticizing that he's appealing to like teenagers, young 20-year-olds. He's not real. He's not authentic anymore. Ay. I tell you, man. None of these I agree with, by the way. I think everyone has their own opinions. I can understand from an artist business mind perspective why he is appealing to a younger audience. Because let me tell you something about content, entertainment, or creatives. Unless you've been in it, you won't understand what the uphill battle that a lot of artists face. One of the key things, especially music, and I've said it many times on my platform, music is such a short life in terms of the lifespan of an artist with music. It's very short. 10 years. If you're the best, do it 10 years. The greatest, go beyond 10 years. But most people don't last 10 years before they fade off. It's very short. And so artists are plagued with, how do I keep myself relevant? How do I continue to evolve as an artist, but at the same time, take my audience, my base audience, as well as garner a new audience? That is one of the key questions that many artists struggle with. Their record labels, they are pressured by their record labels. Do you understand? And so when you have the largest demographics right here, which are Gen Zs right now, the millennials, you see how advertisers pressure record labels pressure artists, managers pressure artists to make sure that they are relevant and they come up with things that are appealing to the largest audience out there. And so this is something that someone like Drake is grappling with, because he's seen artists before him who are no longer talked about. You have the few greatest ones that we still talk about today. People like Jay-Z. It's not easy. It's not easy to reinvent yourself. You have Beyonce. You have Nicki Minaj. Do you understand what I'm saying? Who else? You have Snoop Dogg. Who else? You got quite a few of them that have stayed relevant till today. It's not easy because these artists are plagued and constantly have to battle with, how do I keep without losing my audience? And they have artists that have, and there's not a magic bullet to this, by the way, because you have artists that have grown and the audience have grown. The artists that I used to listen to, but when I was much younger, I've grown. I don't listen to that stuff anymore. That stuff doesn't appeal to me anymore. So I've grown. So do you have those art situations where they lose that demographic? So that's one. And then you have artists like Drake, who is trying to, according to Joe Budden, who was his biggest critic, Joe Budden was really rough with his criticism of Drake. You're a 37-year-old, stop making music for 25-year-old. Just to put it nicely, he used all the words, but we're gonna leave it at that. And he compared him with the likes of J. Cole, that J. Cole has evolved, and you have few artists that can do that. Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. They can do this. They can grow and they can evolve, and the audience can move with them. And then you have majority of artists who struggle with this. It's not easy. So calm down out there with your criticism. It's not easy. But I think it has a lot to do also with many people just starting to fall out of favor with Drake. Because, there's a couple of all these songs they call him a cultural vulture. That's one of the things. And in the era where this whole idea of heightened identity, heightened racism, you get a lot of people just are using words loosely. And Drake, like many, has been in hip hop for a long time. And so it's interesting to find people criticize him. But it's not new. They've been criticizing it for a while, but it has become worse in the last few years. That even people are calling, they are saying that this is called the Drake curse. The Drake curse. I don't know if you guys have heard this, and they're using that as the reason why he's falling out of favor. So back in 2013, the superstition that Drake, anything he touches, right, it doesn't turn to gold. And it was first because he goes and watches the game. He's a huge basketball fan. And so a couple of people saw him wear jerseys representing some teams. And afterwards, again, it's a superstition. It's nonsense. After he was seen wearing those jerseys, those teams did not win. So they blamed him for it. Oh, Drake has cursed the team. And they even used it with Serena Williams when she lost her championship. That he also plagued her with his curse. But then again, when he betted that Argentina was going to win the men's FIFA World Cup last year, and they did, no one gave him kudos for it. So it's one of those things. So I think that damn if you do, damn if you don't. I like Drake. I'm not I don't always agree with all the crazy songs that he sings, but I think he's a brilliant artist. I think he's an amazing artist. So these are the artists that really made a splash with hip hop. And I think that we're going to see more and more of these types of artists really evolve in their theme. Now, on to the final part of this. I want to talk about the artists to look out for in 2024. Artists that I think are going to make headlines. They're going to shock us. They're going to break out in larger roles than what we've known them for. And I think these are the artists that you really need to keep an eye on in 2024. So it's Ira Star. Ira Star is right there. She's number one. And that's an artist to really look out for. She is going to take the mantle of Temps. And you're going to see Ira Star. You're going to see more interviews with her. You're going to see her also collaborations with her, with Ira Star. It's going to really grow. And it also helps that she is nominated for Grammys. Tyler is from South Africa. Is going to shock a lot of us. I don't think she's going to be a one-hit wonder. I know there's that chatter going on. I don't think so. I think that she is going to defend her hit song Water, and she's going to shock us. King Maddie. King Maddie is these are all young women now that I've just talked about, right? They're going to do their thing. I think you're going to see her really evolve as an artist. I think you're going to see her collaborate with the likes of Rema or the likes of Asake. I would like to see her collaborate with Davido. I think it'll be great for these artists, Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, to really kind of collaborate with these young type of artists that are coming up, female artists. I think it will show that they're not just collaborating with men, but they're also collaborating with women, especially young one, and begin to reproduce more like them. So I think that's King Maddie is one of those few artists. And then last but not the least, Vic Tony. I think he is going to do, he's going to perhaps do what we saw with Asake. Okay, and some people might say that's being too generous. We'll see. But from what I've seen him and the moves that he's making and the type of songs and his styles and his flavor, I think he's an artist to really look out for. That he's going to shock us in 2024 and beyond. And so these are my list. Let me know if you agree with them. Let me know what your thoughts are. But overall, I am excited about where Afrobeat is. In Nigeria, we're doing our thing. We're taking it and we're taking it all over the place. We're doing our thing. And the industry, the music industry, the Nigerian music industry, as well as African music industry, really has had an amazing, amazing year. And I think that 2024 and beyond, we're going to see even shocking surprises. We're going to see great collaborations. We're going to see great hit songs that will come out. We're going to see great artists win awards. So in February, the Grammys is going to debut, and we'll find out who wins. Then you're going to find out next year the BET Awards, the MTV Awards, and we're going to see all of these repeating itself. I think that the Nigerian artists are going to dominate again in 2024, as they have done over the last few years. Nigerians are going to be the talk and continuously be the talk, because the trend suggests that that is the case. The trend suggests that Nigerians will continue to push out great artists. All the upcoming artists, all the greats have all come from Nigeria, and I have no reason to believe that this won't continue in 2024 and beyond. I, for one, am excited. I look forward to it. I look forward to what Afrobeats Nigerians are going to do in the coming year and beyond. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Please let me know your thoughts behind what I've just talked about in this video. I would imagine some people might disagree with my take on some things, and that's fine. Let me know what your thoughts are. Anyway, until next time, please make sure you like this video, share the content, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Och jag kommer aldrig ändra mig. Aldrig, aldrig, aldrig. Kommer aldrig känna så här för någon annan än dig. Aldrig, aldrig, aldrig. Kommer aldrig känna så här för någon annan än dig. Varje gång jag bak på dig, jag tänker åh vilket kap jag har gjort. Jag skulle gå tillbaka till tid, göra om allt igen och